up, you guys? I'm Thomas from Thomas from Jack 2 Movies, and in this week's video I got another trilogy ranking. I'm going to be ranking the Expendables. Let's see if that's probably not in focus. Anyway, it's the Expendables, their trilogy. I decided to get it, and I figured, hey, since I've watched all three, why don't I go ahead and rank them? So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and start. So, one thing that I want to point out real quick before I do the Rotten Tomato scores is what I found interesting is none of these movies are fresh. Like, you know, where it got the little symbol around the tomato. They're just, well, really only one of them is really like just a square tomato. I don't know what to call it, whatever. But only one of the movies is fresh. None of them are. And the two of them are rotten. So I just thought that was interesting to point out. I think at least one of them would have been, you know, at least fresh. But anyway, so if you don't know what the Expendables movies are, they are basically 80s action movies that came out in the 2000s, and they consist of all the 80s action stars. It's really awesome. Anyway, so Rotten Tomato scores. Coming in at number 3 is Expendables 3. I think this is by far the most disliked one of them all, at 32%. It really just doesn't, it's not as good. It's just not, the stuff with all the new Expendables was good, and I'll get into kind of that in my ranking, but it just wasn't as great as all the other ones like Expendables 1 and 2. So coming up next is Expendables 2 with 42%. This one didn't surprise me. I kind of figured the second one would be higher than the first one, but I didn't expect it to be that low. I would have never guessed it would have been that low. And it kind of makes me wonder if it was higher when it first came out, and then after the second one they decided to take it down because they saw the potential that this trilogy could have. So, and then coming in at number 1 is Expendables 2 at 67%. So it's not fresh, but I still agree with the order they have it in. I think that they should all have higher scores. But yeah, I honestly I think that's just because they realized, they saw in the Expendables 2 that you really could have a ton of fun with this. And I think Expendables 1 was kind of trying to be more like T2 Judgment Day, where it was more serious and it was kind of had like a better story, when it really should have more leaned into the more crazy side of it and been more like Predator, I guess, where it's just kind of ridiculous guys running around shooting people for revenge reasons and stuff. So yeah, I think that's why the scores are kind of like that. So now it's time for my ranking. So coming in third place is Expendables 3. Really, I think that this is, like I said, the most disliked one. And I really think that they could have done more of what they did in the second one, and it would have been better. I don't think there was any way with the story they were using to make it better than the second one, but they could have made it a lot more lighthearted. Expendables 3 felt like it almost would have been better as a sequel to Expendables 1 without the young Expendables. And now it's time to talk about the young Expendables. I didn't love it. I think that it worked okay in the movie, but they weren't like my favorite plot line or my favorite whatever. I just didn't. So yeah, that was my Expendables 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Expendables number 1. This is the thing that kicked it all off. I mean, the first, I don't know if you've ever watched the trailer for this, but it's like, basically it looks like they're going to make the second movie, but it turns out to be kind of more like a serious tone. I think that when you do something like this, like A-Team, I think when you do something like this, you don't need to have a serious tone to it. You just kind of, I mean, sure, there are some stuff you could explore, and they do that a little bit in Expendables 3, and I like that, but you don't need to go in as much detail as they do in Expendables 1. It just kind of needs to be a Taco Bell action movie that you can just sit down and watch when you want to watch some action. And coming in at number 1 is Expendables 2. So, I think I've repeated this a lot, but Expendables 2 is just what Expendables 1 should have been. It's lighter tone, there's more quips, there's more jokes, there's more comedy, there's just more little things that they do. The music is the music is even different in Expendables 2 than it is in Expendables 1. It's just, it feels lighter. It feels more like what this movie should, what this trilogy should be and should be made of. I think if we would have got 3 of the Expendables 2 with different storylines and a lighter tone, I think we would have had one of the best action trilogies of all time. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching my ranking of the Expendables trilogy. If you want to check it out, this is actually only $10 on Amazon. I would highly recommend it. It's got the digital and the Blu-rays in here. So yeah, I will see you guys next time on Thomas and Jack 2 Movies. If you agreed with what I said or you disagreed, tell me down there in the comment section. And subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We release content like this once every week, maybe twice, depending on the week. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and peace out.